A blood-curdling scream pierced the night, echoing through the empty halls of Ravencroft Asylum. Daniel Harper's flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows on the peeling walls. He wasn't alone, something was breathing right behind him. In a remote part of the countryside, hidden beneath layers of fog and decay, stood the abandoned Ravencroft Asylum. Legends whispered that those who entered never returned the same. When investigative journalist Daniel Harper received a tip about strange occurrences inside the asylum, he couldn't resist the temptation. He was about to uncover a truth far darker than he had ever imagined. Arrival at the asylum. Daniel parked his car outside the towering gates, the rusted iron creaking in protest as he pushed them open. The air carried an eerie stillness, punctuated only by the occasional hoot of an owl. Armed with a flashlight, a voice recorder, and a camera, he stepped into the asylum's ruined halls. The moment he crossed the threshold, the temperature dropped. His breath fogged in the air as an unsettling whisper echoed down the corridor. Was it the wind, or something else? The first encounter. Moving through the dust-covered halls, Daniel noticed old patient files scattered across the floor. The records mentioned experimental treatments, ones that were outlawed decades ago. As he bent to pick up a file, a shadow flickered in the corner of his eye. Then, a faint sound, a giggle, high-pitched and unnatural. It came from the end of the hallway. Gulping down his fear, Daniel followed the sound, his flashlight flickering ominously. The entity revealed inside one of the rooms. He found an old wheelchair facing the wall. The moment he stepped inside, the wheelchair spun around violently. Sitting in it was a woman in a tattered hospital gown, her head twitching at odd angles, her eyes, black as voids, locked onto his. "You shouldn't be here," she rasped. Spoke of that night. He abandoned journalism, moved to a different city, and tried to forget. But every night at exactly 3:13 a.m., his phone rang. The asylum's dark secret. Terrified but determined, Daniel continued his search. He found an old journal belonging to Dr. Elijah Moore, the asylum's lead physician. It detailed cruel experiments, patients subjected to electroshock therapy, isolation, and worse. The final entry read, "I have unlocked something beyond our understanding. They speak to me now. They want more souls." A chilling gust of wind blew the journal from Daniel's hands. He wasn't alone. The escape. As Daniel turned to leave, the asylum came alive. Doors slammed shut, whispers turned to screams, and shadows stretched unnaturally toward him. His flashlight died, plunging him into darkness. A cold hand grasped his wrist. He yanked away and ran blindly through the halls, dodging apparitions that clawed at him. The exit was just ahead. With one last desperate push, he burst through the doors and into the night. His car wouldn't start. The whispers continued, growing louder until they were deafening, then silence. A final message burned into the asylum's walls behind him. "You can leave, but we are always with you."